The easiest way to define Zipchat is to define it as a super AI agent.
The best way that you're going to understand what is going on with your store is to actually go and talk to the clients to understand them.
It brings results exponentially because it keeps learning about product, learning about your conversation and what's working, so it can improve itself.
Most brands are burning money on customer support without realizing they are losing conversions. What is your chatbot could actually sell for you? Hello everyone, welcome to our channel, and today we have a very special guest because in our second podcast. Remember, the name of this podcast is Zero to Infinity. For the people who are new to the channel, the idea of this podcast is to educate e-commerce brands on how to scale profitably worldwide. And second is to give visibility to e-commerce experts for our South American audience. Today, as I told you, we have our very special guest, who is Luca Boreani, a co-founder of Zipchat. In today's show, we'll be talking about how AI is helping brands to generate millions of dollars through customer support and buying experience for 1/10 of a price. And there are three very important things that Zipchat is doing. One is they have an AI agent that is generating more than $5 million a month with only a 10-minute setup. Two, they work with great brands like Police, Gareki, Hike Footwork, Varroc Consumables. And they are making more than 8 figures a year on affiliate marketing with e-commerce products. Welcome, Luca. Welcome to the podcast. And
Hi, guys.
It's very nice to
Hi,
have
guys.
you here.
Thank you very much for having me here. It's a pleasure to have this podcast with you guys.
Luca, it's amazing to have you here. I think that you have one of the best solutions for e-commerce brands in the customer success and experience, that is Zipchat. I think that you have a great background on the industry, and also we have been getting along the past year that we have met here in Dubai. We have been working also with Zipchat with many of the e-commerce brands that we run, and it's a great tool and great platform. But no, Luca, I want to start asking you, who is Luca Boreani? Where you're in this field? How do you start Zipchat? So I'll let you continue.
Yeah, absolutely. So you will understand from my accent, I'm Italian. Been here now in Dubai for, I would say, more than 8 years at this point. I moved here in 2017 after I started doing affiliate marketing. I started with affiliate when I was at university and during my master's. So I managed to be quite good at it with my business partner of the time. And then after that, we just moved to Dubai. I think we were among the first affiliate marketers in Italy. I remember when we were attending conferences around the world, there were not so many Italians then. Now it's just full of Italians at every conference. It's more Italians than other nationalities almost. So at the time, we started to think, okay, we are good at promoting other people's stuff, but what if we actually start to promote our own stuff? That was our, let's say, epiphany. So we started to say, okay, let's start to create our products. But of course, if you have no experience, you're just getting started in that new world, you don't have a big supply chain experience. So we of course opted in for drop shipping. That was the best and easiest way to get access to creating our own brand or potentially business. So we started drop shipping from China. At the time, it was mostly Oberlo plus AliExpress. So it was really back in the days. I think Oberlo at the time was not even been bought from Shopify yet. And we started to, doing these kind of things. The thing is, at the time, AliExpress had like 30, 35, 40 plus days shipping times to Europe and US, which of course it's, very, very long time, meaning lots of complaints from customers that were used to like a few days from Amazon. So our tactics at the time was actually selling to Africa or actually to South America, where it was people were more used to longer shipping times, and that was working pretty well for us. Then with a team we built at the time and some partners, we decided to say, okay, why don't we try to solve this problem for all the drop shippers out there that really want to give some value to their customers. So instead of 30, 40 days, let's try to reduce this to, 1 week, 10 days, 12 days maximum. So we started a company called Udroppy that was quite successful. I mean, almost all dropshippers around the world, still now after we left the company like 3 years ago and they now do something completely different. people still remember us, which is super cool. I mean, I meet people at conferences. Oh, you are the founder of Udropi. Yeah, I'm one of the old founders of Udropi. So with Udropi, basically, we created an infrastructure for dropshippers where we were able to allow dropshippers to source a product in a couple of days from China, get very good rates when it came to pricing and shipping pricing and shipping times, and then just drop ship basically. Then we raised some funds from Silicon Valley, some investors like Sequoia Capital or Jason Calacanis that are among the top investors in the startup space, and then we sold our shares to one of the first investors in the company. After that, we spent a few months understanding what's going to be next. And at some point, one of our previous customer for Udropi that managed to do a good exit of his brand came to us and said, okay, I'm building this and I'd love to have you guys as co-founders because I need some help on the marketing side, on the sales side, on understanding how to structure the business in a way that can be scalable and exitable at some point, like a tech business, which is completely different from just, let's say,
e-commerce,
e-commerce affiliate and other industries. So yeah, we joined as co-founders. We started the company from scratch, building every single feature, understanding how to do it. And now we are going very well, working with big brands. We actually had our first customer a couple of months ago being valued at more than $1 billion. And they're also a public company in Europe. So I think this is quite interesting.
Okay,
wow.
That is an amazing background that you have been doing and a lot of things, no? In the same industry, by the way, no? But we have something that is affiliate marketing that many of our audience is getting a point that they're learning about affiliate marketing. We talk about e-commerce and we talk about also how you build Udropi. Udropi, great tool and great platform from dropshippers. Yeah, and I think that other brands could also use it. And then we're talking about Zipchat, that is the background that you have. I want to point something because people probably will know what is Oberlo. A lot of people don't know what is Oberlo.
Oberlo was basically an integration between Shopify and AliExpress. And it was quite fun because it's not the kind of automation you can imagine now where you just press a button and everything is automatic, but was literally going through every single order and basically copy-pasting the information you had on your Shopify as a destination for shipping the product on AliExpress. So it was quite fun. You had to match basically the product to the supplier on AliExpress that sometimes was going missing, was disappearing, or was closing shop. So you have to rematch with another one. And basically, at the end of the day, the shipper was always, the company's shipping was always the merchant on AliExpress. But Oberlo was just sending information, copy-pasting that.
Congratulations, and thank you for the explanation. As my brother said, very interesting background that you have. A lot of e-commerce things, from selling products to developing tech. I wanted for you to clarify to the audience exactly what Zipchat is and what is an AI agent for e-commerce.
Absolutely. So the easiest way to define Zipchat is to define it as a super AI agent that deploys other agents that needs to do specific tasks. So, for example, sales, marketing, or support. So instead of all these super complex flows that you might find today on, different, you go on LinkedIn, you see, or YouTube, you see lots of people making complex videos about building super complex flows on different AI agent platform. With Zipchat, it's super easy. You set it up in 10, 15 minutes, and then Zipchat does all the work for you on the back end. So it deploys the right agent to do the right action at the right moment. You don't have to create and integrate everything, creating flows that actually, at the end of the day, at least from our experience, they never actually work. In this case, Zipchat does everything for you. So you can deploy on your website, you can deploy inside WhatsApp. What Zipchat does to cover the entire journey is that depending on the behavior of the customer on the store, it understands what are some hesitation signals. So when these hesitation signal from the customers, it proactively engage the customer. So let's say it's a fashion store. Somebody is viewing a product page of, let's say, this T-shirt, and Zipchat understand it might drop. Then it sends a proactive message, which can be something like, are you looking for a particular size? Or do you have any question about how does it fit? So something that can stimulate the customer to pour into the chat, to the conversation is doubts. Because at the end of the day, the reason why most customers or online visitors, they end up not purchasing a product is that because for some reason, they have some doubts that stop them from completing the purchase. So if you manage to take these doubts out of them and solve them, then of course they're going to complete the purchase. But of course, customers nowadays in a new era in 2025 where everything is like one click away, they don't want to call, the store to ask questions. They don't want to send an email and wait 3 hours. They don't even want to talk to a live agent that's going to take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes to reply. They want something on the go. And that's where AI is super powerful. So Zipchat in that case answer the questions, solve their doubts, and help them during the purchase process. So that's why there's usually a very good uplift in conversion rate when it comes to the store.
I just want to add up something because I think in the product page that is a pretty important part in the consideration step. The frequently asked questions and all these doubts that people have is one of the key points or key points for them to make the decision to purchase a product. I think that Zipchat in that step is coming along to give the notice. Okay, hey brother, you should use this, or if you want to, we have a sizing guide or whatever you want to ask here. But also in the previous step, how Zipchat could help. You go into the homepage and they can say, okay, what do you want? What is the type of product that you're looking around? Or
absolutely,
what is this before step?
So I would say there are two main points where Zipchat gives value in that sense. The first one, but I would say it's general of every potential chat you have on the website, is just the ability to give this trust to the customer and this accessibility to the brand. So, but that's not just Zipchat. That's, I would say every chat you add on the website, it's already a good point for the customer because he feels like, okay, I'm just one click away to talk to the brand. While if you don't have a chat in general, this is already like a negative point, especially nowadays where everybody is used to talk to somebody all the time. This non-accessibility is a negative point for the brand.
Yeah.
So this is the first one. The second one is that as soon as the customer see the chat, and again, it can be proactively activated also on the home page or collection page everywhere, or it can be like reactive so the customer can open it and talk to it. What we notice is that nowadays lots of people, they don't search products or information in a keyword specific way. So before you were just writing, t-shirt in the search bar, for example, and then you might find the t-shirt you want. Now, after everybody's used to, you have a problem, you're thinking about something, you write an entire sentence inside ChatGPT or Perplexity to find the solution. The same happens now on websites. So that's why one of the things we usually say is clicks are dead, like welcome to conversational commerce. Because at this point, customer, they reverse a sentence inside the chat. So I'm looking for a t-shirt for my boyfriend that is 25 and he loves running and must be under 100 euros. Okay, so these kind of things you don't search as a keyword, you search as a sentence. So you put this sentence inside the chat, and then you have Zipchat that analyze, of course, all your content, all your products, as all this information is in its knowledge base, and we recommend what are the most suitable solutions. So 1, 2, 3 products, depending on how many of them you're selling and how many fit the research criteria, and then recommend the product. And if the request or the sentence is not, let's say, complete or clear enough, or there's some potential, let's say, to suggest something wrong, what Zipchat does is ask some refining questions. So proactively understand what the customer might be looking for, and then ask, okay, so you want this? Is it for a present or for yourself? Is this for a guy or a girl? Are you looking for a specific material? I mean, it can be anything, depending of. Now I'm making an example about fashion, but if you're talking about gadgets or car components, we have a customer since like day one. He sells like tuning components for cars. Of course, we're talking about very complex products that, as any image, they all look the same. I don't know anything about cars, so I'm very bad. For me, it's all the same. But they have, thousands of products, and every single product is specific to a specific car that must be of a specific type of engine, that must be from a specific year. So, I mean, lots of products, lots of variants. So in this case, Zipchat will ask refining question, like, okay, amazing, you have a BMW, blah, 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 which model or which year or which configuration. And by refining the answers, then it's going to be able to recommend the perfect product.
So this is very interesting what you're telling. I have a question just for people to understand this. How does that process happen within Zipchat? Why is Zipchat able to start refining those conversations with the people?
So in Zipchat, we have different ways to train it. And that's the funny part, because everybody always thinks that training an AI takes ages. Everybody's scared, like, oh my God, it's going to take so long, or I don't know what to do. It's complex. The reality is that our process, compared to some competitors around, it's super smooth and super fast. So basically what happens, as soon as you plug in your store, we're going to get all the information you have on your store. So all the public pages, all the blogs, all the description, product description, I mean, literally everything you have on the website. And that process, depending on how big is your website, can take anywhere between like a few minutes to like, let's say, a couple of hours. A couple of hours, we're talking, for example, about, huge marketplace with 1 million pages. So not like... shops.
Humongous shop,
Exactly. If you're talking about, or for big pharmacies, if we're talking about, the classic brand that has, 500 to 1,000 pages, that's going to take like just, let's say 10 minutes. Then all these pages are learned inside the knowledge base. So this is automatic. It's take, again, between 5 to 10 minutes. Then you can add additional information like PDFs or external pages, landing page, subdomains, this kind of, entry point, data points, that refine the knowledge of the AI about your business. This can be, you can prepare like a PDF with, some information about your buyer persona, about the industry, about the country, about the culture, whatever. But that's not mandatory. Actually, I don't see many people doing that. The one that does, they have like much higher results. But already like with the basic training, it's already delivering great results. Then you have the custom instruction. So you tell basically the AI, you have a box, like, exactly same kind of experience, wanted to create an experience that is already known from to people. So the kind of instruction you can give to a custom GPT inside ChatGPT. So same kind of user interface and style. So you create this instruction where you basically explain Zipchat the tone of voice, if you want to use emojis or not, who are you talking to, if there are some kind of pre-qualification question you always want to ask, or in a specific situation, how do you want Zipchat to behave? So you give this custom instruction, then Zipchat is ready to go. And then you can publish. Again, it's like 10 to 15 minutes total work. And then over time, you can check all the conversation happening on the website or inside WhatsApp or in the next channels we're going to implement from your dashboard. And then you can create a correction for every single reply Zipchat has generated. This correction, which of course are not mandatory to create, but are a good way in the first few weeks of Zipchat, you implement Zipchat to refine how Zipchat behaves in specific situation. So after a few weeks of this, let's say fine tuning, corrections of a few replies, then you're ready to go. And you're completely, let's say, autopilot. You can basically forget about Zipchat.
Yeah, I think that the AI that Zipchat has, and I want to ask into the point is, the AI comes, it scraps your e-commerce, your product pages, all the information that is inside the e-commerce, but it also scraps the images or the videos that it has to get some knowledge base and in order of that, start bringing answers to the public.
So regarding the video and the images, something we are developing right now. So so far we haven't done that. But it's going to be done very soon. So it's not something that is problematic or difficult to do. It just needs to be implemented. But yeah, all the rest is already inside Zipchat.
Okay.
So
I have a question. So Zipchat scraps information from your website. You also give it information, and the other part, does it have a part where it investigates understanding your knowledge base and the information you do, investigate the website to give more context to the possible answer that people are looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that is the knowledge base is then utilized by our models in order to understand how to deliver the best answer or how to sell this specific product at its best.
Okay, very interesting.
I have another question regarding what happened with Zipchat and how the chat works. The chat only works with the e-commerce, or do the chat works with WhatsApp?
Works on the e-commerce, on the web, and also inside WhatsApp. So you can basically handle 3 different types of campaigns with WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You have the inbound campaigns. So basically, you deploy Zipchat inside WhatsApp, and when customers text you, Zipchat will handle the conversation. This can be a sales conversation or can be support conversation. Where is my order, or what's the order status? All this kind of stuff can be handled. Then you have the outbound campaigns that they split in 2 different types. The number one is ongoing campaigns. So basically, the customer is abandoning the cart. You have, of course, your email sequence starting, but on the side, you also have a WhatsApp message coming. But the good thing about WhatsApp is that it's a conversational channel that most brands or most companies using giving WhatsApp as a service, I think they didn't really understand because they treat it the same way as MMS or SMS. But on WhatsApp, customers actually reply, and you actually want them to reply because so you build this kind of trust and conversation with them that leads to sales, to brand loyalty, and so on. So the message or the abandoned cart might be something. Hi, I'm Carlos from whatever brand. I saw you left this T-shirt on the car, but you didn't purchase it. May I ask you why? Did you find it difficult, or do you have any additional question you want to ask? So in this case, the customer feels like is working with a brand that really cares about them. It's not just you are another number. That's the discount and just complete the purchase. It's a brand that is proactively asking a super question. So I know as a customer that if I buy from this brand, probably they're very accessible. So in the future, if I have a problem, I want a refund, whatever, I mean, the trust is there. So I can do it. And then the customer will reply something like, I don't know, yeah, I love the product, but it's too expensive. And in this case, you prompt Zipchat. So you don't create a flow like you would do with any marketing automation tool, but you prompt the entire what's next, let's say. Mm-hmm. So in this case, you say the Zipchat AI that if the customer has a concern about the pricing, he can offer a discount code. And this is the coupon. It's going to be, 10%. If the customer has an objection about the product quality, just answer by explaining the quality or asking question about what kind of quality is he looking for, and maybe you can recommend another product. And then in this way, Zipchat is going to be 100% versatile depending on the conversation, so the need of the customer. So this is the ongoing campaign. You have also other triggers like a product has been purchased. So after 2 weeks, you can ask for a review, or you can send them, to another promotion for a bundle, like cross-sell or upsell, whatever. That's all part of the second kind of campaign, which is the ongoing one. Then you have the one-off. One-off is basically you have a segment of users that might be people that bought a specific product or opt in for a promotion or the entire list that just as a newsletter. And again, you create a campaign which is prompted and you send to all of them, but which is kind of the Black Friday style of promotion. But in this case, again, you don't spam just, we have 10, 15, 20% off store-wide, but you start a conversation. So again, hi, I'm blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. And I was checking in if you check this last promotion we have or last product, blah, blah. If you have any question, I can help you with, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In this way, customer will start a conversation. Yeah. And this conversation will lead to where you decide in the prompt.
I have another question regarding about the platform itself, and it is, what are the biggest problems that the platform solves? At the end, we have been discussing the platforms, but what do you can say is, hey, these are the 3 problems that we have figured out, and this is how Zipchat solve each of these problems.
Okay, so the first problem, the number one, I would say that it's conversational commerce as its best, in the sense that. As I was mentioning earlier, now customers, after they're talking a lot to all these AI around for a personal usage, they're talking. They want to talk also to shops. They want to talk to brands. They want to have this kind of accessibility, which on a brand perspective, it's impossible to sustain if they need to have people doing that. One, because of course people are a big cost, and I don't want to be the one saying just fire all your people. I don't want that. We want AI to be an enabler for people to work better. That's why you can also take over the chats and your team can work on Zipchat. But at some point, it's not scalable because your market shrinks. It's operational constraints. You need to manage a huge team. So you want a small team that is very good, not like thousands of people that are not
really efficient.
Really good. So it's very efficient. And the other thing is that people have moods. Today, even if they are trained or not, Maybe today I woke up and I found a scratch on my car. So of course my mood will be bad, you know. Then they have shift. Then they don't speak every single language. And
They get sick.
now they can get sick. There are holidays, which of course it's natural. I'm not complaining about holidays, but it's part of the of life. And I never stress this enough. The language barrier is important because even if I'm selling only to a specific country, let's say I'm selling only to Italy. My brand is selling only to Italy, let's say. In Italy, we have lots of diversity. With globalization, we have people living in Italy that come from South America, that come from Arabic countries, that come from North Europe, that come from everywhere in the world. So these people, of course, like traditionally, some like old Italian, they would say they must speak Italian. But the reality of the fact that they might speak some Italian, but not good enough to have a support-related conversation or ask questions to understand about the product. So if they can ask questions in their own language, they will be much more comfortable in purchasing from that brand. Yeah. If you think about just US, I mean, 20% plus of the population just speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Only Spanish.
Yeah.
So these people, if you can serve them only and support them only in English, you are not selling to them. I mean, some of them will buy anyway, but the majority of them will not feel comfortable in purchasing from you. And then you have lots of Asians, again, that they only speak their language. You want to serve these customers. And so it's not only selling to a country and I need only to speak that language. But for every country, if I can speak any language, that would be just maximum optimization. But again, if you have people, it's going to cost a lot. To have, every time, 24/7, Christmas included, somebody speaking any language. So this is a big benefit. So the customer experience as the whole just improves a lot. Then what Zipchat does, it of course automates all of this, and at the same time provide you insights that can be in your blind spot. So as you guys have a super successful agency, and probably one of the reason, at least by observing you from outside, that you're so successful is that you talk a lot to your customers and your prospects. So you understand their problems, you understand what they want, so you can adapt your offer and organize a team that is able to deliver results, correct?
Yeah.
So as a brand owner, this is almost impossible because if you have 1,000 orders per day, you cannot speak to all 1,000 customers because, of course, it's more, let's say, a mass business. Of course, you or me as well, we work with less customer, but of course, potentially higher ARPU. But when it comes to e-commerce, you just sell to everybody, mass. Yeah. But you can talk to all of them. In this case, the AI is doing that. So the AI, with your angle, with your tone of voice, with your perspective, with your way of talking, is talking exactly to one by one all your customers. So from all this conversation is getting lots of insights, okay? Is learning what's wrong on your website, if there's problems on the UX, if there something that is not explained well, if some information are maybe outdated or wrong completely, if a page is 404 because maybe somebody deleted it and you don't even know, and somebody's asking and they say, well, yeah, this page is not working. All this kind of information is not something you can really know if you're not talking to your customers directly, and Zipchat is doing this on your behalf. So it can provide you these insights. But on top of this, just imagine you have conversation with 10,000 people. Basically, the AI can understand what these people are like. So what's their, let's say, mood towards your products, what's their behavior online, all this kind of stuff. So Zipchat can be queried to understand what kind of creatives should I use or what kind of marketing angles could be successful given, this kind of conversation you had, or which social media content should I prepare, or what's not clear enough in my marketing that I could do better just because of what I learned from this conversation. So basically, it's super versatile. You can ask it anything and learn about everything.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So to let's say to have a clear idea of Zipchat, you basically are a chat that works in the whole funnel, and also let's say goes to the next step, which also does the loyalty of the client. So when I talk about the whole funnel is when a person reaches your website, it helps you in the consideration part of the business, giving you information about, shipping, sizes, whatever fits best for your business, or for what the person is looking. You have the part where the person is waiting for the product to arrive or has questions about the shipping or whatever. It answers that. As you told us in the part of the loyalty, it can go proactively and look to start conversationals and feel more clear. And the best part is that it analyzes everything and has a lot of data points that at the end will help you have a better brand. And a better brand is do better marketing, is have a better customer experience, and it's delivering your customer a more personalized experience through Zipchat.
Correct, man.
Yeah.
You can sell it better than me now.
I want to also add on something on what you're saying, because I think that for the audience it's important to have the problem that it solves. One of the biggest problems that I see is deficient. Inefficient as the teamwork, and I don't need massive people, and I can reply really, really fast. Also with that, the cost of getting this platform is a tenth of the price of any customer support guy that you will have in your company. The second part that for me is really important is the insights and the angles that you can get and this information, like, hey, what are the top 10 questions that people are asking about my product? What are the top 10 questions that are asking about, let's say, the shipping or the getaway payment? There's something that sometimes we miss on. And the third part that I think is really important is how this can behave or customize to your brand voice, to your brand tonality, and to the SOP that you put into the platform. Yeah. I want to put these 3 points, and also these 3 points go into all the streamline of the funnel of the e-commerce.
Just to be clear,
Absolutely.
I was telling you before we started the podcast is yesterday I had a meeting with the client where the client has sales worldwide, and the client has a 6.5 add to cart rate, but the conversion rate goes to 0.5%.
Okay.
So it's a big drop, you know. It should be like 1/3 of that. You should be at 2%. So I told them the best way that you're going to understand what is going on with your store is to actually go and talk to the clients to understand that, because we can see stats of either if it's size, we can see if it's easy returns or whatever, but the best way is to get them to contact them, ask them what's their problem, why they didn't buy, etc., and having that information is what's going to help you have a plan to transform the information within your website to do that. And with Zipchat, that would be a great solution for not only understand in real time what's happening, but also to proactively, as you said, we can do outbound campaigns and whatever, and that's very interesting.
Absolutely, because if you think about it, like we now do business mostly B2B. You sell to brands, I sell to brands.
Yeah.
So everybody in B2B knows that you need to talk to your customers.
Yeah.
But in B2C, it's a little bit less, more
It's
tricky.
a pain in the ass, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult to do. It's a pain in the ass. And also, you do at the beginning to understand the proof of concept of your product, if it might have some traction. But then at some point, you just forget about it.
Yeah. I want to put some, and I bring some table because this data is important. So the data that I bring is about e-commerce, and this data, what it says is top customer expectation for e-commerce in 2025. And I want to give this data because Zipchat attended a lot of these points. The first one, 99% of the people who wants to purchase a product online, it expect that your product is easy to return.
Absolutely.
The second one, 99% of the people that purchase on your brand wants transparent reviews. The third one, 98% of the people expect 24/7 customer support. Really important, this part, because customer support, it goes along all of the funnel.
And that's what you said. You don't have it's impossible. You cannot cost people to be 24/7.
It's too expensive and too difficult to manage.
Yeah.
And the fact is that
I think there's another.
If you want.
sorry for interrupting.
No, continue.
If you go to a retail shop, like you go to Dubai Mall here and you enter a shop, okay, you're gonna have like an assistant coming to you proactively and helping you. So you wanted to spend $100 and then or 100 dirhams, and you go out, you spend 1,000. So that's how it works. But of course, the shop is closed at 10 p.m. whatever, and then during the night you're not gonna visit the shop. But online it's open 24/7. So I find ridiculous. That you go on a certain like huge brands chats and you open them and then you send a message and you receive like an automated reply saying
I'll reply tomorrow.
Exactly. You texting out of the business hours, we're gonna reply tomorrow 9 a.m. Blah blah blah, whatever time zone. If I want to buy, if I have some kind of problem with an order, so I want to refund it, whatever, I'd be angry. but I can stand it. I mean, because I want to solve my problem. So tomorrow I will wait for an email to reply to me or whatever. But if I want to buy and I have a pre-purchase questions, by the way, it's super common.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
screw this score. I'm not gonna buy from them.
I have a question.
I have like something relatable, and it's that, you know what I sometimes feel that happens a lot in Europe. People are really strict with their business hours. You know, if they say I close at 7,
They will
even
go.
though I close at 5,
Tell me
they'll
about
just leave everything at 5,
and
and
they
they
will.
Tell me about it.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
For you as a business owner, it's dude, I have a possible sale or a couple of sales that, you know, I have to pay the people, I have to pay my business expenses, whatever. But people in Europe, with all the respect that people deserve, they 5 o'clock they're done.
Man, I'm from Italy, so tell me about
Yeah.
it.
So I want to put something, and it is a lot of the conversation, and I want your advice and for you give with the experience that you have and the background and the clients that you also have there. You have pretty big clients. In a lot of the conversation that we have with some of the brands that we run is, hey, I don't want to implement AI or this type of technology in my business because I will lose like the way of my brand communicates. I will lose the person-to-person answer, and sometimes it will feel not natural. But at the end, also, what happens is you are losing a lot of the speed and the momentum that the business needs. So what do you think about this type of people who think like that? And in order to scale, this is important, it's not important. What is your point of view of that?
So this is a very common, let's say, objection, also during our sales process.
Yeah.
And I actually love it, especially when it comes from a person that it's open to actually, look at it and test it. What I mean is this. I had an interesting meeting last week with a very interesting brand that is selling perfumes, for example, or just yesterday with an entrepreneur from Italy. She's super young, super successful, but she has this very unique way to talk to her customers. She does lots of organic traffic because she has a very good personal brand. And it's fun because both of them, they came to the meeting very... not I cannot say aggressive, but very
Defensive.
Defensive. I'm skeptical about how this can replicate my tone of voice. And the reality is that you don't have to pay the price of changing the tone of voice that you do one-on-one in order for getting momentum and scalability and everything, because you can keep it. That's the beauty of it. And what I do is usually I create a simulation in front of them. Again, it takes 10 minutes, so it's faster.
Yeah.
On their store data, and then I tell them, okay, let's ask Zipchat something. And then they will see Zipchat replies in a good way, which is not robotic, it's still human and empathic, but it's not their tone of voice, it's fine. The only training was the content of the website. And then I tell her, or the guy last week, okay, provide me some ideas of how your tone of voice is. So, I don't know, words you use or sentences you have, or let's just take create a PDF with a few conversations from your customer service, so Zipchat can understand your tone of voice. We take it, we plug it, and then you say, okay, now test it, and the reply is exactly how she would reply. Because the beauty of AI is that the AI of today, and it's gonna just get better. I mean, we always say in the field that AI will never be as bad as it is as it is today.
Going to exponentially continue to
improve.
to
I mean,
improve.
you just saw
Yeah.
now with VO3, it's just unbelievable what it can do. So just imagine VO4. It's gonna be unbelievable, right?
Yeah.
So
No, continue.
So it's the same in this case. The AI now is very good at replicating the tone of voice. Of course, if you use maybe the free version of some AI just to chat, you will see it's AI. But when you come to business products like Zipchat, it's already super good. It can just improve, but it's already super good. So every tone of voice, every style can be replicated by Zipchat. It's just about providing the right conversations and styles.
Do you remember the book of Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time?
Yes.
Yeah. Because some of the conversation that I have with many of the boards that we work, or many of the clients that we work, I love these two books, Buy Back Your Time, and the other one is CEO Are Lazy. And both of the books, what they say is someone can do the job 80% of what you do, you should delegate that type of work. And at the end, if you are looking for scalability, AI will do better than 80%. You know,
Absolutely.
it will go at 90% or 92% if you're something or like one tweak of your conversation. So at the end, when you read this information that is really successful people in the field, you start understanding, okay, I can do usage of this platform to improve the way that my business works, you know. And I think that the way that you put it in the example is pretty amazing, and that is important, you know. It's important to implement systems, processes that are not reliable only on people but on technology, because at the end the technology, it will not get it sick. The technology is a tenth of the price that you have. It also it will perform faster, and it will continue to improve. So if you are interested on these two books, I think are pretty amazing to start
I will
validating.
get as soon as we finish this.
Yeah.
Regarding the thing with the AI and some conversations that we have with clients and people that we met, they're like two extremes, no? The ones that say, hey, we're going to take advantage of AI, it's going to revolutionize and it's going to make everything like more available for people and we're going to be more productive. And there's the other side that, no, they're going to take a lot of jobs, it's not going to be as the way I want it to be, whatever, and like are very skeptical. I always go with the first side that it's, hey, we have to use it and we have to improve it, and what you're doing, it's amazing, and I really wanted to congratulate you about it. I've got two questions, like regarding on the follow up of this. If you could say, let's say, give us an example of how it's the operational day of someone that is behind Zipchat, but as a brand. You know, if I have a Zipchat as a brand, how is that a
What
The
he has to do.
BA,
Yeah,
the BA, the virtual assistant,
like the
how
customer
work, yeah.
success or customer experience people, how is their day to day, what are like those daily habits that they have to do, like if you could like clear up the panorama for people, for them to have that objection or fear of installing it. Hey, like this is usually like the day to day of a person behind Zipchat.
Absolutely. So the day is very simple in the sense that it's not a software you have to manage or handle every single moment. So what we see is that you usually install it and you want to monitor the first few days or weeks. It doesn't matter of the size of the store. Again, we have stores like I would consider small drop shippers with 10 to 20,000 visitors per month to brands with like 10 million visitors per month. So it doesn't really matter the size. But let's say the experience, their journey is pretty much the same. So they start using Zipchat, they install it, they do a couple of tests, and then they deploy live. Then what happens is the first conversation will start to roll in, okay? So they analyze the conversation, they submit a few corrections. These corrections keep improving Zipchat, and if it's not something you want to correct, to let's say improve at the correction level, you just update a little bit the knowledge base or the custom instruction. This process usually it's like, let's say, depending on how many conversations you have, can be like 5 minutes per day or like 1 hour per day, depending on how many conversations you have. For a few days, a few weeks, until you are very, very happy with the conversation level. And then you can always prompt Zipchat to, if a conversation or a situation is not able to be resolved by the AI, or you don't want to talk about this situation with the AI, for example, refunds, then you can just forward the request to your agent on your Zendesk or whatever. So basically that's it. Then if you want to do, for example, WhatsApp marketing as well, then in that case, you have to launch the campaigns. But since we didn't build Zipchat to be something you build a super complex flow where you have to spend hours and days and weeks to optimize them, you just have to write a prompt. And once you have the basis of your prompts in your, let's say, Swipe file or Notion documentation or whatever, then you just take this, you copy paste, you change a little bit the promotion, the goal, or the product that you want to be recommended, and you launch the campaign. So launching a WhatsApp campaign can take, 15 minutes per day to launch a super well structured one that will work super well, and all the rest is automatic. Then if you want, you can take over some chats and do some manual follow-up. Again, if you want, can take, again, half an hour a day. But most cases, what we see is that customers, they just sign up, they deploy it, they provide corrections for, again, 10 to 15 to 30 minutes per day for the first couple of weeks. Then the chat and the AI is in autopilot, and then they log every, let's say, 3 days to launch a WhatsApp campaign. That's basically it.
For brands that are selling between, I don't know, 7 to 9 figures or 7 to 10 figures, you need a team of what? 1, 2 people to be on Zipchat, or how?
Not even. You just take somebody from your team, Can be either so for smaller teams is usually the founder or the CMO, let's say. When it comes to more structured team, is usually the head of customer support or a marketing manager, for example, or both of them. We have, our plans allow you to have unlimited members inside, so it can be anybody from the team. That just use Zipchat. But again, it's not somebody that you have to hire or have only on Zipchat. You have somebody that has to understand how Zipchat works. We offer like a free onboarding, so call with clients. We help them understand how it works. We help them optimize the prompts, especially at the beginning, so everything is super fine-tuned as soon as it's launched. And then, yes, it's just about logging in every now and then.
What are the best practices that you recommend for brands to have in this part?
So the custom instruction is something that it's usually not given the right weight, in the sense that the custom instruction is what makes your Zipchat experience from here to here completely can change. And structuring well the custom instruction prompt is what your Zipchat super successful, and that's where we help a lot.
I think that something around that is that many of the people who use AI, they don't know how to prompt, they don't know how to build a SOP with instructions,
Exactly.
And part of the way that we train our team is as a way that we prompt, because we use a lot of AI inside our companies. We have different points. The first point is the task. You set up the task. The second one, you set up the context. The third one, you set up the persona. The fourth, you give an example. The fifth, you give the tone of voice. And the last one that you give is the format that you want. What is the type of format or the result? When you have this type of information really well structured, the AI will perform better.
Absolutely.
And when we get a lot of these implementation with Zipchat, what I try to do with the client is, okay, with my team that you work with Paula, David, so how we can structure the best way possible this prompt and these instructions to actually outperform and be better than the other one.
Absolutely, that's right. So we have a clear idea of how it's the operational side, and like one person can leverage the work of 5 people team or whatever. Do you have maybe real life examples or success cases that you could share to our audience for them to get to know a little bit of the value that you're providing?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's say as a blended data, what we see is that on average, after a couple of weeks it's installed, the conversion rate chat to sale, we are talking about 16 to 20%. So this is on average. Sorry?
Uplift on conversion rate.
No. The conversion rate from the chat to somebody talking to the chat, either reactive or proactive, then converting with this percentage. Now what we are doing, because it's not something we were tracking before, but we are implementing right now, is split the kind of conversation, because there are, of course, conversation related to support. So, of course, the conversion rate of somebody asking, where is my order, is going to be not as high as somebody that where the AI wants to sell. So
recommend me a
probably
product.
is going to be, once we split in the dashboard, the conversion rate from sales conversation and from super conversation, we're going to see already like the sales conversation converts much better. But the average already blending these two data is between 16 and 20%. And this is for basic, super simple setup, couple of weeks in. Then you have brands that have worked with it for a few months, and you use the keywords that I think it's very important before. You said that AI is exponential, and that's the beauty of AI, because it's the first technology, it's the first technology ever that does this. It brings results exponentially because it keep learning about your product, it keep learning about your conversation and what's working. So it can improve itself. It's not only the model, like the base models that improve over time. So we mentioned like VO3 and VO4 will be even better. It's also the knowledge of Zipchat of your brand and your products and the conversation by your persona and everything, which is gonna improve. So because of this, we have brands that work with us since many, many months or a couple of years or 1 year, whatever, that they have even like 40, 45, 50% conversion rate, chat to sale. This, of course, can bring a lot of beneficial benefits to the overall conversion rate of the store. Because let's say your conversion rate is 2%, but you manage to drive lots of people inside the chat and the conversion rate of the chat is 1 out of 5 people buys, then your conversion rate might go up by 20, 30, 50, 100% over time. And this is super, super useful, especially for products that are complex or stores that have lots of products. This is very important. For example, I was mentioning these clients selling car components. His name is Burger Tuning. I don't remember exactly the number, but it's above 30% conversion rate for them when it comes to chat to sale. And the uplift is going to be like 20-25%.
I think that type of business that is really into a niche that has a huge a huge catalog,
specific screw for the engine, whatever that
and and don't get me wrong, because sometimes for us some type of these clients have been coming to us, hey, how we can do this and that, and obviously they have a huge catalog, and at the end they say, okay, I think it will be hard to sell online. The only way will be like a recurring client that will also always purchase the same, but to find the product, it will be hard. And I think it's a great solution, a great fit for this brand that are really specific with huge catalogs. It's a really amazing
I just think
tool.
also about, for example, online pharmacies or beauty and cosmetics brands. They have customers that always have the same kind of objection, which is, for me, is different because I have this problem or I have this type of skin and everything. So you can teach the AI to be a real beauty consultant, asking questions like, what kind of skin do you have? How does it reflect like? How's your pores?
Pores.
So based on this information, when the product is recommended, it's going to be super tailored to the need of the customer. It's going to be like, you go to a shop and you talk to an assistant or to a pharmacist, if we're talking about online pharmacies, and then the right product is given to you in an authoritative way.
Yeah.
So you have somebody that you consider an authority that analyzed your problem, analyze your, let's say, particularities, and recommended a product that is good for this specific skin.
Yeah.
Of course, this is going to be a different experience than just by clicking a link of a UGC on Instagram about a beauty cream and purchasing because it's there. Because that's not personalized.
Yeah.
And the more we're going to go forward in the future, the entire experience will be always more and more personalized. Or Zipchat, for example, already remembers the previous conversation. So somebody bought today and then is coming back in 2 weeks. You can tell the AI that if you already interacted with this customer, to ask questions about the previous experience, to personalize the new recommendation, or these kind of things that were not available before.
You have another example, maybe, for the audience?
Like another kind
Whatever
of products?
that you can share.
I mean, when it comes to fashion, it's usually like questions about the sizing. That's what we saw the most, and how the return would look like, because customers are very scared. Okay, what if I order the wrong sizing? So they try to understand this kind of stuff. And again, what we notice, I think we have like almost 100 fashion stores right now working with us across the world. Is that the insights from them? It's always that the sizing chart is not positioned in the right way or somewhere that it's easy to find. Of course, and you guys, we visit an e-commerce store, we kind of know exactly where to find everything. But the average users out there, they have no idea. They don't understand where to click, or these models going how with the table. They never know how to understand how to mix them to find the right
I want to point
sizing.
something on that step, and it happens to me, and it happens to my partner, and is every time like these elder people or third generation people is getting more used to buy online. However, they don't know to purchase online. So what they do is they take a picture and I send it to my WhatsApp. My mother, hey, I cannot purchase this. Or my partner also, her mother or her father. And it's always like that. So how I can purchase this type of product, and is my part telling my mother, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, and so on. But this type of applications or Zipchat, it will give this guidance for people to purchase the product, because at the end you can have everything in the chat. Hey, I want this product, I want this, you recommend this, go, do click, here you can pay, and people can go and do the purchase.
And we have customers that set it up to do like cash on delivery directly from the chat, collecting the information and sending to the operator, or people that instruct Zipchat on the WhatsApp. WhatsApp is easy to send an image, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, Zipchat can analyze the image sent to WhatsApp. So what happens is somebody send an image like, oh, I saw this nice T-shirt. Do you sell something like this? And then Zipchat will check the catalog of the brand and send a recommendation. Oh, yes, I have this T-shirt. Of course, maybe it's not going to be the same brand or exactly the same, because maybe the picture was taken randomly in the street or in a shop, but it's going to recommend something similar. So it's, again, a good way, as you mentioned, for your parents to see something good. You send to the WhatsApp of the brand, and then the brand recommends you the link.
Yeah.
It's a great way of caring for the customer's time, no? Because at the end of the day, we have a limited time, and the less time we have to spend either is it browsing for something to buy or going to a shop to buy something. It's the best for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to point some. I want to ask something that is, I think everyone will be interested in the price.
Yeah, the pricing.
Zipchat, how Zipchat charge?
Yeah, we start from $10,000 per month. And then, no, so that's the beauty of Zipchat, to be honest, because we go to lots of enterprise conferences, and we see enterprise solutions that were built before AI became mainstream, and they are selling starting from literally $10,000 per month. So they start 100K per year minimum contract, base contract, and not even allow all the features to be unlocked, and 6-month implementation time. You need an integrate. I mean, which is just not. It's not
efficient.
It's not efficient, but it's not what this technology is.
Yeah.
AI has been built to be accessible.
And to be cheap and to,
exactly.
Totally agree.
So Zipchat start from $49 per month. We have 7-day free trial and then 30-day money back guaranteed. So basically you have, as a merchant, 37 days to test it risk-free. You don't have any risk. And on top of this, we give you like onboarding setup call. So we have a member of our team joining the call with you as soon as you are in the trial. So it can be like 10 minutes later or 1 hour or the day after to help you set it up. So you are sure all the best practice are implemented since day one. So you can test it fully. And what you see is that most likely, then of course there are some variation, you will, in this period, 37 days of risk-free trial, risk-free engagement with us, you will already make enough sales to potentially pay the entire subscription for 1 year. So you're already, basically everything on top will be profit over the year, everything that's generated on top, without considering the cuts in customer support costs or stuff like that. And then the pricing just increase depending on the usage. So of course, the more you use it, basically the more
tokens,
you pay.
For the amount of conversations that you get.
Correct. Just to give some, let's say, ranges, a store that makes, I don't know, 1.2 million visitors per month on average with us. So we're talking about a big store that probably make like a good 8-figure per year. So lots of money. With us pays, I don't know, approximately $1,000 per month, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's super
Very
affordable,
accessible.
super accessible.
When you see
Very
a person
accessible.
minimum wage, depending on wherever you go.
Whatever. Yeah, I think that is a great fit. Actually, starting with $49 a month, if you compare to a BA or if you compare to a full customer support, it's and faster, with good replies. It gives you the guidance in everything of the steps. So I think it's important. Where do you think this AI Zipchat is gonna come in the next 2 years?
So we have a very strong belief, as maybe I mentioned earlier, that e-commerce is becoming very conversational. So conversational commerce, conversational experience, it's where we strongly believe the industry is headed to. And we already saw this change starting to happen. You know, the classic adoption curve. We still are at the beginning, but we saw like a little bit of momentum starting, like in the past 8-9 months. So where Zipchat is going? Zipchat is going to take care of all the conversation of your brands with your customers across all the channels. So what we are doing, we are building a solution that is going to be omni-channel, that will remember your customers and know exactly who they are, what their previous interaction with your brand were. So the conversation can be, it's already personalized, super personalized right now, but just imagine once all the channels are included. So the touch point on Instagram, then on Messenger, then on Viber if you're in Eastern Europe, then on the website. And then you purchase and you have a conversation on WhatsApp with the customer care, or you want to call the brand, or you send audio to the brand. So the entire conversational commerce handled by Zipchat as your unique point. And as a platform, our idea is not to build complex stuff to make it look cool or enterprise or fancy. We believe that technology must be easy. The reason why everybody has an iPhone in their pocket is because the operational system is super, super simple. The reason why everybody loves ChatGPT or these products, DeepSeek or Cloud, is because it's super simple. While everybody tends to value and think, okay, the more complex it is, the more cool it is. The reality is that it's cool when you see it, but if the same end result can be achieved with something simple, you will always go with the simple solution.
I love to quotes. Then one of those quotes is complexity is the killer of execution.
Absolutely.
That is really important, and we try to do the same with our company and the people that we work is don't try to do it everything complex. You need to have the pillars, the fundamentals, and the strategy well set up, and you will be successful. And the second one is also perfection is the killer of speed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that happens with many brands, with many things, and at the end, the 2 points is you need to execute fast enough in order to test, to improve, iterate, and get better with that. So, Luca, I have another question regarding about Zipchat, and because this is some question that people ask for us is, how about this part of CRM? You know, because when you go to a CRM, you have prospect, you have clients, you have like cold prospects, so on. So, how do you think Zipchat could work or could fit in?
So
in
we
this way?
already implemented the concept of contacts. Of course, we are developing it in order to be more comprehensive and allow more traceability across the different channels as long as the different conversation will start. So yeah, it's there. It's developing.
Very nice. And Luca, a final question. If you could give any advice to brand owners, marketing directors for brands that are watching this podcast, for them scaling their e-commerce, what advice could you give them?
Basically, let's say an iteration of what you just said. It's don't overthink AI. Basically, you want to do the same approach Facebook was doing when it was scaling out or blitzscaling, how you want to call it, which was move fast, break things, or better than perfect. It's the same with AI. You want to implement AI as soon as possible. Zipchat is a good solution. Then you have other AI for different aspects of your business, but you want to be ahead of the curve of the adoption curve. You want to be among the first because, as we mentioned earlier, AI in general is an exponential and compounding technology. So the earlier you start to implement it, the higher will be your moat, your defensibility in the future, because you build this competitive advantage that other brands don't have, which is based on data that the AI knows and have about you and your brand and your customers and your products and everything, and also internal know-how about how to use it. You were already mentioning how you guys internally structure the prompting process. It's not something that you find everywhere right now. Everybody's talking about prompting or using AI, but then if you look at the report released by OpenAI, they always say that most people just use AI as a one-line sentence and ask questions about that. So they don't really do prompt engineering.
Yeah.
The majority of people. So it's gonna be the same with companies. There are companies that just pretend to use AI because some of their employments upload a PDF on Zipchat, on ChatGPT and ask summarize it. That's not using AI. Okay, it give you some optimization of your time, whatever. But AI can do much more. So you want to start adopting it. Even if it's not going to be perfect, as you mentioned, if somebody can do the job as well as you do at 80%, hire him. It's going to be the same with AI. If AI can do your job or that task at least 80, 90% as good as a human would do, start adopting it, because in 6 months' time, it's going to be 200% better.
Yeah. No, Luca, I think it was amazing to have you here. I want
Thank
to
you very much.
show you a product. It's a Colombian product.
Okay.
Nice. This actually is a gift for you.
Oh,
I
wow.
I don't have it in the box.
Thank you very much.
It's branded new. I don't have it in the box, but this is a brand that it's called Lazo.
Let's show you.
They sell accessories for men. This product, as you see, it protects your credit cards. It protects all your data that you have in credit cards.
Nice.
In the ID or whatever, and you can show it off if you like it.
You guys,
a small present that we bring it for you.
Thank you very much. Very appreciated.
No, you're welcome. We're very grateful that you came to the podcast. Thank you for sharing your time, sharing your knowledge. And for everyone watching the podcast, we will leave the information of Zipchat within the description. We'll give you a link and we'll give you all the information. And also,
there's going to be also a coupon code.
Yeah.
There's also going to be a coupon code, and if you want anybody to contact you, where can they contact you or get in touch with you or get in touch with Zipchat apart from the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
the
So
link
for
that we
Zipchat, the website is zipchat.ai, so it's super simple. You can find all the information, start a trial, book a demo, do basically everything with Zipchat. If you want to contact me, Luca Borreani on Instagram or LinkedIn. I'm quite good in replying.
2 weeks later.
Sorry?
2 weeks later.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an AI, so
Yeah.
when I log in and see the messages, I take care of them.
No, Luca, it's amazing. So, guys, if you're looking at a great solution that it fits for your customer support in all of the steps of the funnel, for a tenth of the price, for the excellence, the efficiency, Zipchat is a great solution. We are like we're implementing in many of the brands that we have. So here you have Luca and brothers. Thanks for the time.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me again.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for the gift.
No, don't worry.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay.
See you then. Bye,
See you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.